Jerry wasn't the only one talking that kind of made some waves happen. Jerry's 3-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, Troy Aikman, his quarterback. He has a weekly spot on the radio. Everybody got weekly spots on the radio. It's one thing that you have to realize about Dallas. That's why I'm never leaving this place. I am never. The good Lord's going to have to pick O.J. Holley up and take me to a new destination. Because if you're a part of the Dallas Cowboys, there's always employment. Always. But Troy Aikman, he does a weekly spot on a local radio station here. The other radio station here, The Ticket, DFW, The Ticket. And Troy had some pretty interesting things to say. I'm not going to lie. It shocked me a little bit. Because Troy can be very candid at times. It can be very blunt. It can be very honest. And that's okay. I do want to get to a point where I'm rich enough and I'm popular enough and I'm good enough at something where I can kind of say what I want, when I want, how I want, and y'all got to just deal with it. I kind of do that now, but I'm not rich enough to really do it like I want to do it. I still have to I'm unfilter-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still got mortgages to pay. You feel me? Like, that still has to be done. I got to do that. But Troy Aikman, he was on The Ticket, and he said this about the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers. Troy said on Dallas wide receivers, I think the routes are terrible. I think they run terrible routes. And I've thought that beyond this year. I think CD has got to improve his route running. As a quarterback, if you're not certain where a guy is going to be consistently, it is hard to play the position. That's what I see. I see guys lazy coming off the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they run. Usually, if they do, it's because they're anticipating that they're going to get the football on that play. But if they're not, they don't. And it all ties together. I'm not impressed with it. I'm not impressed with that part of it. Troy went on to also say, I just finished watching the Baltimore Ravens because I have them this week. You put on the film and you watch their receivers run routes. They come off the ball. So that's San Francisco's, so that's Green Bay's, and others. It's hard to play quarterback position. It's hard to play the position, quarterback position, if you're not certain how guys are going to run routes and where they're going to be. I'm not speaking for Dak. Dak may say, hey, I think I like their routes. They're amazing. But as a former quarterback watching it, it's got to get a lot better. Woo! Oh, Troy. And I can't say that I don't agree with Troy. But I will say this. As someone who has played the position, no, I am not CeeDee Lamb. But I've been in enough meetings. I've been in enough huddles, playbooks. I believe what you are seeing currently now with the Cowboys wide receivers. And, oh, by the way, CeeDee Lamb, while he may, Troy's words, may not feel like he's running his routes the best or the receivers in general, CeeDee Lamb right now is 5th in the NFL in receiving yards with like 583 yards, give or take. 5th in the league. So there's that. Also, one of the things that we continue to talk about when it comes to CeeDee Lamb is the separation. And not just CeeDee Lamb, but the Cowboys wide receivers. But CeeDee Lamb's numbers when it comes to separation. 2 years ago, he was at 3.2 yards of separation. It's a lot in this league. Last year, he was at 2.3 yards separation. This year, he's at 2.1 yards on average separation on the passes that he gets coming his way. So the number has begun to regress, and the windows for Dak Prescott has gotten tighter. We've all talked about already about CeeDee Lamb, how he comes alive in the first half, and in the second half, he's gone missing. And some may say, oh, there's cloud coverage, and they're double teaming him and all the kind of stuff. Since football's inception, not football's inception, since the passing game's inception, number one wide receivers has been getting doubled. There's no new phenomenon that's happening specifically towards CeeDee Lamb. Tyreek Hill gets doubled, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. If you're a number one receiver in this league, you will probably get double team at some point in time. But like I was saying, here's what I feel like is happening. As a receiver, when I hear the play and the quarterback gives the play in the huddle, break. We break the huddle. I go and line up. I check the coverage. I have a really, really, really good understanding of how this is going to play out. I'm not 100% because coverage has changed, guys disguise things, but I can look at certain things. I can see certain things, and I can know, whoop, up there to cover two. My route in cover two gets converted. I'm probably not getting the football. Oh, look, safety shaded over. I had this route. They're double teaming me. Probably not getting the football. Oh, they're in man-to-man. This is happening. Oh, I'm the first read in this. You know that. You understand that. Now, this is not me making an excuse for CeeDee Lamb or absolving him of any wrongdoing that he may do on some of these routes. Because I do think that there is a portion of CeeDee Lamb where, like, you look at the interception that he had last week, the corner route. In my eyes, that was still close enough to you to go and at least hit the DB. Do you catch it? Probably not. But maybe you create enough collision with him where he doesn't catch it. Because I'll take an incompletion all day long over an interception. Because at the least bit, we get 3 points. But I am believing that CeeDee and others in this offense are starting to be a little bit, what word should I use here? Disgruntled, annoyed, frustrated. I'll use the word frustrated. Frustrated with the schematic workings of this Michael from Pittsburgh's offense. And so when guys break the huddle and you know that you're running another one of these routes that'll probably get covered, that the defense know what I'm running, and there's lack of creativity, there's not much motion. The Cowboys are like 30th in the league and using motion, 26th in the league using motion overall. And you continue to run these basic routes over and over and over and over and over again. Guys, receivers, yes, we're divas, begin to think, I'm just out here running cardio. And if the ball is coming to me, it's going to be a very tight window throw. I'm probably going to take a big hit or something of that nature. Let me repeat myself. I am not excusing CeeDee Lamb if there is a lack of enthusiasm, if there is a lack of anything, consistency, being where he's supposed to be. And this is, and Troy uses CeeDee's name, but I think he was talking about the whole group. A lot of that's because this Michael from Pittsburgh's offense, Michael McCarthy from Pittsburgh, his offense is bland. And what's starting to happen is guys are starting to look around and starting to tone down and tune out Michael from Pittsburgh's offense. Guys are not stupid. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and any other person you want to name on this football team, You know what they know? They know without a shadow of a doubt that Mike McCarthy, that Mike Zimmer, all have 1 year left on their contract. And at this point in time and at this juncture, it looks as if they are not going to be here next year. So now I get upset because this offense is lame. The route combinations and the route schemes are lame. And now I keep trying to have this coach tell me that I need to do X, Y, and Z better. And I'm looking at him like, Cuzzy, you're gone in 3 months. My willingness to listen to you, my willingness to take what you're telling me has gotten up and is gone. It isn't my passion to go out here and play for you. And this sounds wild and this sounds crazy. I got my bag. So whatever motivation that I did have that was pushing me because I've stopped respecting you and I stopped wanting to play hard for you was me getting my contract. Feel how you feel, fans, about that, but it's true. It happens. I'm not saying that this is a CD. I'm just speaking for Jesse Holley. But I got my bag now. So I'm good. Ain't nothing going to happen to me. I'm going to be around for a little while. You're not. You've come to a place where now you're fighting to survive, to stay alive, to be able to even have ways of employment next year in this football team. And I think it's starting to spill over onto the football field. Because I don't take CD as a guy who loafs, as a guy who doesn't. Now, he has his moments where he's a diva and he complains and he can pouts. I can point to every receiver that's in this league, especially the number one receivers, who all do it. It's just a part of the DNA now. It's been going on since football's been going on. Michael did it. Jerry did it. Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Larry Fitzgerald, Plexico Barris, Steve Smith, Anquan Bolden. You name the receiver. If they were a number one receiver, they can play. Randy Moss. And the list goes on and on. This is what we do. But I have a firm belief in my heart that you are seeing in real time the implosion of this football team. Players aren't holding themselves accountable. We hear it every week. Every single week we're hearing it. Guys got to hold themselves accountable. Got to look in the mirror. I don't know how much more mirror we looking in. You can look in that mirror all you want. I've said this before in this program. One of my favorite inventions of all time is the mirror. Because the mirror tells no lies. If you got crust in your eye, mirror gonna tell you. If you got a booger in your nose, mirror's gonna tell you. If you got something in your teeth, your lips are crusty, your face is red, whatever it is, your hair is all crazy, the mirror is going to let you know. What the mirror is not going to do is fix it. The mirror is not going to reach off the wall and flick out the booger in your eye. The mirror is not going to reach around and grab a couple of 2-ply pieces of Charmin from the toilet roll and wipe your nose. The mirror is never going to reach around, grab your toothbrush, turn it on, and brush your teeth. Take that out. That's pause. But brush y'all tongue. Brush y'all tongue. The mirror's not going to do that. It's just going to identify the problem. So I keep hearing, God's got to look into the mirror, look into the mirror, look into the mirror. Yeah, but You got to leave the mirror and do something about it. And the message, in my belief, from Michael McCarthy from Pittsburgh, from Zim, from whoever coaches, position coach, is begun to fall on deaf ears. And we're about to see this thing really, really implode. The pressure is mounting. The pressure is on the backs of those who have to go out here and coach and play this game. And it's unfortunate. We talked about it earlier. The general manager hasn't been helping you. He put together a roster that right now is 3-3. But I've never been around, and I've been around football a long time. I've never seen a more down bad 3-3 record with 11 games left. Seemingly, it feels like, it's not reality, but it feels like there's no more hope. And it feels like this bye week is one of those where guys get away, but they don't come back better. This bye week seems like it was just a break in the inevitable. And that when this team comes back, you're going to still have bad practices, poor assignment alignment, poor effort. And the outcome of these games look pretty much the same. The 49ers are up next. And let's be honest, they might run for 200 yards too. But we'll see. All right, let's